It feels awkward. And
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
does feel awkward, doesn't it? There's a little double, there's actually a camera on you, it's funny.
Hi, I'm Mikhailah Wagner. I go by Faye, 27 years old. I am an all-around creator. I would say I don't have a job, but technically I do have a job. And I have borderline personality disorder. Yay. In a nutshell, people with BPD struggle to regulate their emotions. Like we can't I don't say we can't naturally, but we can't naturally regulate our emotions. Our actions and behaviors are basically just trauma responsive. Yeah, that's it. That's like a very summary. Because most of the time we're not actually being like borderline personality disorder. It's a bit long. So we'll say BPD. So they either assuming we are speaking about bipolar disorder or we are speaking about DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. So bipolar is a mood disorder and dissociative identity disorder is like multiple personality disorder. That's probably the incorrect words that I am using. But yes, that's not what it is. We don't have like 100 personalities. Okay, not 100. We don't have like multiple personalities. Yeah, just our natural personality is a bit skewed a little. Family, great, love them. I'm sure most of my life it was maybe difficult for them to like understand me. I was told as a child a lot that I'm very sensitive. I was also told that I was always copying my friends. Honestly, I don't know why, but I was always copying my friends. Like if I picked up certain mannerisms, my family would be like, "Who are your friends with now? Why do you talk like that? Why are you pulling your mouth in a weird way?" Like it's little things like that. Like if I'm spending time with my friend and she maybe does like a weird thing with her mouth, I will pick it up. It's really bad with my friends that have accents. Oh, locked in. I will pick up that accent in like, just give me 3 days in a row with them. Yeah. I don't think I'm a difficult friend. Watch my friends be like, yes, you are. I don't think I'm a difficult friend. When I was younger, I was definitely told I was a bit needy as a friend. Obviously, after getting diagnosed, I realized why I was maybe a little needy. My current friends don't make me feel that way or don't say that. But they are very sweet, very lucky to have them. I would say I'm a very demanding friend in the sense that I expect my friends to show me 100% loyalty and love. But that's just because that's how I can. No, it is. It's the only way I feel secure in my friendships is if I am receiving that same amounts of love and care. Definitely because at least 5 times a day, I'm like, my friends hate me. They don't actually want to be my friend. It's a lie. The friendship is a lie. They are all plotting against me. Yeah, romantic relationships are... It's so funny because people with BPD were like, oh, whenever we're not in romantic relationships, we don't experience any of the symptoms. And the minute we like someone, it's like, yeah, no, we do actually have BPD. We do. Or like in the beginning stages of a relationship, it's like, ooh, fun, loving. You know, I'm not showing my crazy side yet. Yeah. I've basically been going to psychologists, I want to say my whole life. Not like fresh out the womb, but since primary school. I went to like our school psychologist, but I also did go for like a private psychologist outside of school. That was just to help me deal with like, I don't like the word daddy issues. That's such I feel like it has such like a negative connotations to it, but just to help me cope with my dad not being like a prominent father figure in my life. So going for therapy isn't like something new to me. So throughout high school as well, went to therapy. And then in 2018, towards the end of the year, I like sat my mom down. I just like felt like, okay, something is just very off. I just could feel it. And I've had like my mom's been booked in before, and same with my granny. So it wasn't like a foreign concept for me to be like, hey, I would like to get booked in. Told my mom, but we already had like family plans, like holiday plans booked for December. So she was like, okay, well, we can't do it now. Like, we already paid for this. So January 2019, was it January 2019? Yeah, January 2019. Got booked in. They wanted me to be booked in on my mom's birthday. And on the phone, she was like, it's actually my birthday today. Can we do the next day? So the next day, got booked in for the first time at Crescent Clinic. It was the first time I got booked in. First time having a psychiatrist as well. I got a new psychologist when I was there. I didn't want my old psychologist. He wasn't like a bad psychologist or anything. I just felt like I wanted a fresh start. First time getting put on meds. There I was diagnosed with manic depression, which is bipolar. So got diagnosed with that. So then I got put on antidepressants and mood stabilizers and sleeping meds and anxiety meds. Yeah, that was the first time getting booked in. Then a whole year went by and my psychiatrist died. It's not funny. She was amazing. It was very sad. I got booked in to the clinic straight, like maybe 2 weeks after she died, because I got a new psychiatrist. But it was COVID, so I couldn't have visitors. Second time I got booked in, I was at Summit Clinic, which at the time was in Rondebosch Hospital. I don't know if it's still there, but that's where I was. Got my new psychiatrist. Also got taken off my anxiety meds because I thought it would be a good idea to excessively take them. Because it's bad. Okay, they do tell you, like, when they do give you this specific tablet called Obanol, they're like, it does, quite a few people do become like dependent on it. So my new psychiatrist, who is still my psychiatrist, he took me off them, and he was very unhappy. I cried every single day at that clinic. I was only there for 2 weeks, I would say, because it was just so they could readjust my meds. My meds did get increased. My mood stabilizer got increased. I didn't like that. Did not like that clinic. Crescent Clinic forever. That was the second time I got booked in. Yeah, just a time for me to get to know my new psychiatrist, see how I'm adjusting to getting taken off my mood stabilizer, like changing my mood stabilizer. Yeah, the rest of the times that I got booked in were like short. It was like maybe a week, like a little break, if you could say. And then last year, 2022, July 2022, just before the end of the month, because my granny's birthday is the 27th, and I remember it was before my granny's birthday. I was booked in, like, I think it was in June, or like the beginning of July, for a week. And I was like, I don't need this, like, I want to go home, like, it's not working for me. And it was because at that time they increased my antidepressant, and my psychiatrist at the time was on leave, so I had like a stand-in for him. So I was just there for a week, and I was like, I don't want to stay anymore. And I remember them being like, hey, you sure? And I was like, I'm sure. And then literally 2 weeks later, I attempted suicide. So maybe I should have listened to the nurses and a doctor. Basically, what happened is, so with borderline personality disorder, we have this thing called a favorite person. Favorite person can be a teacher, a friend, a romantic partner, a family member. It can literally be your dog. And our emotional and mental well-being depends on this person. And yeah, when things are great with this person, our lives are great. We are on top of the world and we hold them on a pedestal. The minute that person leaves us or does something wrong, we instantly take them off that pedestal. And we genuinely feel like we cannot live without them. Like they are it sounds weird to say, but they are our lifeline. So they're saying, okay, so people with BPD, we think in black and white, either like this or like that. There's no in between for us. So splitting, we go between, I don't want to say absolutely loving someone to absolutely hating someone, but I guess to make it simpler, that's basically what it is. So the minute splitting is a trauma response, it's the minute we feel like someone is leaving us or someone is betraying us, it's just our immediate reaction. We can't necessarily control it. A lot of the times, I personally feel guilty about the things that I say because it's genuinely not things that I mean. And sometimes I can't even remember the things that I have told friends or loved ones. Friday night, went out with a friend, went for drinks, and I really miss this person who was my favorite person. I will not name him for his own, privacy. And I really missed him. And I remember this friend being with me, and she was like, "Gonna be good." Message him. And we really thought we were doing something with that. We were like, yeah, I'm gonna message him. I'm gonna tell him coming over right now. And he was like, "No, don't do that." So basically, he ended up telling me that he is seeing someone else, which obviously sent me over the edge. And then after that, Saturday, obviously I went home that Friday, very upset, crying, screaming, hating myself. Then that Saturday, my mom just allowed me to rot in bed like the little sad girl I was. And Sunday, I had a holistic walk with 3 of my friends. And on the walk, they gave us this paper to reflect on our lives. And I was like, I wanna die slightly less now after this walk. And then Sunday evening, I don't even know what triggered it. I really can't say because with BPD, our moods change so quickly, and it could be something super minute that I won't notice. So I can't even say what triggered me. Obviously, him telling me that the Friday triggered me because that's that was my everything. And then I decided, yeah, I should drink a lot of alcohol. I should have a lot of edibles, and I should take all of my meds. That sounds like a really lovely idea. Somewhere in the middle of probably dying, I went to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I don't want to die anymore." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, we need to go to the hospital." Got rushed to hospital. While I was waiting to go to hospital, I was looking for more alcohol and looking for more meds, which definitely probably pissed my mom off. At the hospital even, I was opening the door, where is the med? I'm suicidal now. I wouldn't go. Yeah, stayed in the hospital for it put me on a drip and stuff. I did try and run away from the hospital that night. They will probably not amuse me. Stayed in hospital for like a week. Did not enjoy that. Wanted to go home. Couldn't go home because I was a danger to myself, apparently. They also did not let me put on like normal clothes. They kept me in like the hospital gown. And I think it's because they thought I was going to run away. They were like, shoot a flight risk. And then they couldn't get hold of my psychiatrist. So they wanted to get me a new psychiatrist. And that really pissed me off. Because why? And then eventually my mom ended up just contacting the clinic to try and get hold of my psychiatrist. Got hold of him. And then they couldn't let my mom take me from the hospital to the clinic, which I'm sure like broke her heart because they were like, you cannot take care of your child. So they took me in a little ambulance, which is very embarrassing, going in an ambulance to the clinic. But literally the next day after they took me to hospital, I was fine. Like, I didn't want to die anymore. That's another thing about BPD, like, because about how our mood changes quickly, our suicidal ideation, wow, suicidal feeling don't last that long sometimes. So usually it's like in that moment when you're feeling that way, you should get booked in, even if it's for like a night, 2 nights, just so you can regulate your emotions, like reset basically. Got taken to the clinic, saw my psychiatrist like a couple of minutes, like maybe an hour or 2 after getting there. He was like, you're fine now, hey? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you can go home now, hey? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, by the way, you do actually have borderline personality disorder. This is not giving manic depression. This is giving borderline personality disorder. So that's when I got diagnosed. Last year, 2022, which was, it was such a lovely, it's like a hug. It was a hug to get diagnosed with it. I'm sure most people would not feel that way, but for me it was like, oh my God, everything makes sense now. It's like everything, all the puzzle pieces were just fitting together. Like why I copy my friends, mirroring. Why I feel like I'm gonna die when the person that's my favorite person, I feel like I can't deal with that person leaves me. Why I couldn't maintain friendships, why I constantly need to change how I look every like week. Yeah, I think for my family, it was maybe not like a nice thing because a lot of the times people with borderline personality disorder, it's not necessarily inherited. It's like childhood trauma and more trauma that you just experience through life. That's what it is. That's basically what borderline personality is. You experience trauma as a child, changes your brain, and now you're stuck like that. Not stuck, but there's no med that they can give us to like cure it. They put us on like antidepressants, mood stabilizers to like help regulate our emotions. But meds is basically like a secondary form of treatment. Primary form of treatment is DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, and like CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy. So it's basically just mindfulness. Mindfulness is supposed to cure my brain. Yeah. So from the first time I got diagnosed, I knew that it was something I wanted to speak about. Like even before I got diagnosed with BPD specifically, it's something that I wanted to advocate for. It's something I wanted to educate people on because I hate that there's just such a really, really bad stigma around people that have different mental disorders, personality, be it a personality or mood disorder. It bothers me that people are judging us based on things we had no control over. We don't have control over the chemical imbalance in our brain. We didn't have control over the trauma we face, or the trauma that we got put through as children or adults. Like we we didn't ask for this. Like, I'm sure no one would be like, yes, I want that one. I want to constantly feel like I want to die. I want to constantly feel like everyone around me hates me and doesn't love me. I'm sure that's definitely not something we would choose. Well, me personally, I wouldn't. So I hope to use my platform, to use my voice to change that and to stand up for people who are unable to do that, to create a safe community for other people that have BPD or any mental illness or disorder. Because I think the biggest problem is that we feel alone, that we feel like we have no one. So if me talking about it, if me posting about it, doing this, let at least one other person know that, like, you know what, you're not alone. There's someone else there. And there's, like, we have one another. If someone else doesn't have us, at least we have one another. My name is Mikhailah, and I have borderline personality disorder.